we have to come out with my top 5 teams going into the upcoming week. Smalls, this is an interesting list.
Oh.
This is an interesting list. There's a bit of controversy.
Oh.
We have some teams that are not division leaders that are ranked in my top 5. And the division leader is actually not on the list. So be prepared.
I think I can guess. Maybe.
There could be some controversy. There will be objections, probably omissions.
Okay, I'm ready.
So I'm just preparing everybody for it. But before we get to it, she is the lovely Michelle Smallman.
Thank you so much.
We're twinning today.
We are
The
twinning today.
The blue knits.
Navy blue.
I see you.
I love it.
Exactly. Great color for the wintertime. He is the snowbird, the Ocho, Evan Cohen.
Number 8.
And I am the resident Super Bowl champ. All right, let's get to it.
Number 5.
The Buffalo Bills. They came back from down 21 points on the road against the Patriots, who had won 10 straight games and coming off their bye week. Josh Allen and the Bills offense scored 5 straight touchdowns in their Week 15 showdown in Foxborough, and they did it by running the offense through James Cook in the running game. Buffalo is the number 1 rushing team in the league in yards, attempts, and touchdowns. They average 5 yards a clip. No one in the league has more 10-plus yard runs, and James Cook has more rushing yards between the tackles than anyone else in football. Now, there are warts. The defense can't stop a parked car. The receivers can't beat man coverage. Only 6 touchdowns versus man this entire season. And they get out to a really slow start. It's their bottom 10 in first half point differential. But it's hard to ignore what Josh Allen has done in the last couple of weeks, the role that this team has been able to get on since the Houston Texans lost. The Buffalo Bills check it in at 5 in my Week 16 power rankings.
I am not surprised to see Buffalo on this list. I'm surprised to see them as the first team mentioned on this list at number 5.
Really?
Big win over the Patriots, who are leading that division. Evan's saying that there's no excuses for them not to win the Super Bowl this year, or at least get to the Super Bowl this year. Josh Allen looking every bit like MVP Josh Allen. I thought they might be higher.
No.
My guesstimation was that was the non-division leader that you were talking about, but that doesn't mean that's what you were talking about because there's 4 more teams on the list. And, yeah, I agree with Smalls. I think there's an argument to even put them higher up on this list because of how good they are right now and how good they looked on Sunday. But, yeah, I mean, if anyone's going to complain about Buffalo on this list, we got a problem. Come on now.
Well, to channel somebody that you're hanging around with the TGL, another one is going to be next at number 4. Can we get to it?
I got to tell you a story later about that.
All right. Houston Texans.
Ooh.
The Houston Texans. 6 straight wins and a 95% chance to win to be in the playoffs, according to our FPI. Houston, there is a problem, and it's the Texans' defense. The best unit in football, and I'm not sure how close it actually is. Number 1 in yards and points. They've given up the fewest points in franchise history through 14 games, and they lead the NFL in opponent QBR and 3-and-out percentage. Now, they don't control their own destiny to win their division, but they have an easier road than Jacksonville to win out. There's a huge opportunity baked into the remainder of the season and the playoffs for C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson ahead of an offseason where they're both contract extension eligible for the first time. The Houston Texans check it in at 4 on my power rankings this week.
So we need an update on your label for the Texans. When they were on the outside looking in of the postseason and the power rankings, you would say that's the team that no one wants to play.
Yeah.
Now we know that. What's the update to the label for you?
I don't know that there is an update to the label. They're still the team that nobody wants to play.
Meaning they should be AFC title game participants. They need to win at least a playoff game.
Here's the thing. I don't think it's off the board that the Houston Texans can be in the conference championship game.
So there we go.
They had the pedigree. Think about it. They've won a playoff game each of the past 2 years that they've had DeMeco Ryans and C.J. Stroud. Now, it started off really, really bad. They were over through the first month of football, so I get why people would be skeptical. But don't judge this Texans team based on what you saw in the month of September. This is a completely different team. This is a new offense. Remember, first-year coordinator Nick Caley, so being able to get on the same page with the quarterback, with the wide receivers, the offensive line, the running game, all of those things matter. And then, of course, the defense being able to forge its identity as the best in football. This is a tough out for any team in the NFL. Think about the way Josh Allen is playing, and then think back to when you saw Josh Allen against this defense on Thursday night. They sacked Josh Allen 8 times, the most he's ever been sacked in his career. Ain't nobody getting away from Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson. And last time I checked, if you want to win a championship, you got to be able to do a couple of things really, really well. You got to be able to get after the opposing team's quarterback, and you got to be able to win in the fourth quarter. The Houston Texans, number 1 in point differential in the fourth quarter this season. So I'm just saying that this Texans team is going to have a lot to say about what happens in the AFC. Next.
Number 3.
The Seattle Seahawks. And I say that because I know everybody meets this selection with a lot of skepticism. They survived a scare in Week 15 from Uncle Phil and the Indianapolis Colts, thanks in large part to a 56-yard field goal by Jason Myers in the final minute. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Seattle became the first team in the NFL this season to win without scoring a touchdown. Teams were 0-27 up until this past Sunday, and that's a credit to the Seahawks defense. The silver lining in the performance that we saw from Seattle was proof of concept that the defense is good enough to win if the quarterback doesn't make mistakes. Seattle has only played 3 games this season where they haven't turned it over, which is astounding. All of those were obviously wins. If they can clean up the giveaways, they could be the number 1 seed in the NFC when the playoffs kick off. Everybody speechless?
You're just not going to give up on this crew, and I'm not going to buy into them until I see Sam Darnold win a big
They
game.
won 11 games.
They won 14 well, not them, but Sam Darnold won 14.
A grandpa almost beat him.
They won 11. They won the game.
I know, but a grandpa almost beat him.
Listen, almost only counts in horseshoes and grenades. It don't count in NFL games. You didn't win. The Seattle Seahawks got the dub. They're 11-3. They're playing for first place in the division on Thursday night in their building against the Rams, who they only lost to by 2 points when their quarterback turned it over 4 times. I don't know what Seattle got to do to get some respect on this show.
Win a big game in the postseason, not in the regular season.
Okay, but if they win the division and they're the number 1 seed, you're still not going to show them respect. So
if they beat the Rams.
So if they beat the Rams on Thursday,
yes,
Seattle deserves respect.
Big time.
I know we're running out of time, but CC, the opposite needs to happen too. If they lose to the Rams, you gotta take them out of the power rankings for the rest of the season.
Oh, come on.
I'm not going to say for the rest of the season, but I will take them out of the power rankings next week if they lose to the Rams this week. But if they beat the Rams this week, they're going to the top spot in my power rankings.
Fair.
I'm just going to call my shot. Next.
Number 2.
The Denver Broncos. Huge win against the Packers in Week 15. Sorry, Smalls.
That's all right.
They clinched a playoff spot for the 2nd straight season. It was Denver's 11th straight win, the longest active streak in the NFL, and they currently have a 70% chance to get the number 1 seed according to our FPI, the best in either conference. 10-2 in one-score games this season, the most wins in the NFL of that nature, and Bo Nix is the biggest reason why the Denver Broncos win in those close games. Nix went over 300 yards passing and 4 touchdowns, no picks against Green Bay. The 3rd game of his career with those numbers, which ties Jared Goff for the most such games since the start of last season. Bo Nix made some big boy throws late in the game, most notably the 4th and 2 in the fourth quarter, the completion to Cortland Sutton that would end up being the dagger leading to a touchdown. Defensively, Denver leads the league in sacks, 3rd down percentage, and red zone efficiency, starting to get to the place of expecting this team to be in the championship rounds. The Denver Broncos checking in at 2 in this week's power rankings.
They're very good.
Yeah, very, very good. And number 1, because there can only be one number one, the LA Rams. I'm just going to put it to you this way. My biggest concern was this team's ability to be able to run the football. I am no longer concerned about that. 13 personnel is a problem. And if you don't believe me, just watch the tape and see how they gashed the Detroit Lions front 7. They scored all 5 touchdowns in that game against the Lions out of 13 personnel. Absolutely unbelievable. So that's the list. The LA Rams checking in at number 1, followed by the Denver Broncos, Seattle Seahawks, Houston Texans, Buffalo Bills. Smalls, we will get to your objections and omissions on the other side of the break. And Evan Cohen, we will have one out, one in on the other side as well.
888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. You heard CC's power rankings. Take one out, put one in. Your beef with the power rankings on the Dr. Pepper call-in line. Coming up, 888-SAY-ESPN. A reminder, Canty's power rankings are brought to you by SoFi. Get your money right. We're on Sportsmanlike here on ESPN Radio, presented by Progressive Insurance.